All right, guys, I want to take a moment to go a bit more in depth in the career paths as a media buyer and where you can start your journey and where also you possibly can end your journey because there's so many doors that will open for you in this, I would say, role that it's very interesting and you can be very flexible in whatever you choose. Let's start off with the opportunities that you have, right? Now, with a media buyer, since it's your career, you can have your own choices when it comes to it. So you can decide where you want to go, whether that's freedom, stability, or big challenges. It's kind of all up to you, to be honest. And because it's so flexible, the career will grow on you because at a certain point you get so many opportunities just because the career you have chosen that you feel like this bliss of choices to have. Now, sometimes it could feel overwhelming, but I rather have a lot of choices than no choices at all, to be honest, if you ask me. Now, let's talk with the first thing that you could do, which is, the most common one and that most people start with, which is becoming a freelancer and experiencing the freelance freedom. Now, as a freelancer, the life of a freelancer, you can start very small, take on a few clients in industries that you love. It could be the fitness niche, the fashion niche, whatever, and you could work from home or maybe a cafe or travel around while you do your work and decide your own hours and your own working terms before you take on these clients. And what it could look like realistically is, well, you build a routine that fits your lifestyle. So if you are traveling, if you are in a different time zone, you can set things up the way it suits your lifestyle. And yeah, so your work moves with you. That's the second point, basically. Now your income grows as you take on new clients and projects. So it's all up to you. Do you want to go in locked in for a few months and take on extra work, make extra money? It's all possible because you can just do that. You can just take on new clients and then make some extra money. You want to take a bit less clients and chill more and travel more, sure, that's no problem. After your locked in period, you can also do that. Now, this path is really honestly perfect for people that value flexibility and independence a lot. So they want that location freedom and time freedom, to be honest. And um, yeah, I'm talking about someone that actually also is in the industry for a while. In the beginning, it does say here you can work with clients that align with your personal interests, sure. But if you have no clients at all right now, then guys, don't be picky. Whatever client comes your way, just accept it. Whatever industry, just to see, just get those hours in. Basically, it doesn't matter where they come from. All right. Now, the next thing what you could do is building an agency, and that's which the path I kind of went into after becoming a freelancer, because I had been freelancing for, I would say, 8 9 months or so, and at a certain point I had way too many clients to handle alone. So what I did, hire a small team. Well, actually, I didn't hire a small team. I asked my girlfriend if she wanted to help me. I taught her meta ads. I'm like, hey, can you make at least these ads for me every time the client asks for a new ad? And then she said yes, and that's how I kind of rolled into it. Then I taught a friend of mine Google Ads, and I put him on the Google Ads, and over time the business started becoming a boutique agency for, I would say, 4 or 5 months or so. So we were 3 people, and then slowly I started hiring more people, and we grew into the business that we are right now. But what it could look like eventually, once I wasn't touching the ads anymore, I was handling the ad strategies. I was doing the sales calls still, of course, and the strategy calls, analyzing all the ad accounts myself and become the creative mind behind everything. So instead of running ads, I was focusing on the client relationships. Now, that's when your agency starts getting a name, especially if you start delivering results for your clients. And why choose this path? Well, it's great for ambitious people and that love also working with people and also have this drive to grow and grow and grow and never be satisfied. That's kind of how I would say describe myself. Someone that just wants to improve at all times. Doesn't matter how far you got in life, just there's always room for improvement, right? Now, the good thing about this as well is you can scale your income by building a team and then serving more clients, as we are doing right now. So you kind of roll into a boutique agency, maybe with your friend or maybe with a partner. But to be honest, guys, if you take my lessons from all of this, don't take on any friends. Don't take any on. the friend that I hired, he's not with me anymore. Matter of fact, he took at a certain point so much more time from me that I could have made the ads myself faster. So if you do hire someone, then make sure that person is actually giving you back time. So because it's useless to pay someone with your money and also with your time, right? Because if you hire someone that doesn't know anything and you're going to teach them, well, first of all, you have to pay your money. And second of all, you have to also pay with your time, which is a complete lose situation for you. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't make the same mistake as I did. Now, perfect. The next thing you could do is become an in-house specialist. Now, this is more for someone that um, I would say doesn't like to juggle around with multiple clients and stuff like that. So you're looking for something more stable, something more full time, and have one client basically or one brand that you could focus on, have this long vision plan set up and work towards it basically. So basically in this company, then you become the go-to expert for the things related to ads, and your work directly impacts also the company's growth, giving you a sense of ownership. Mind you, sense of ownership, because it's most likely if you are an in-house specialist and there is no bonus structure attached to it, that you're also choosing to cap your salary. The other two options that I mentioned before, there was no cap. The more clients you take on, the more you grow, the more efficient you become, the better the profit margins as well. In this case, you choose stability over I would say growth and increased salary, so or increased profits. So, but it's all good, guys. Whatever tickles your balls, just do it. To be honest, so just do it. Next one is a niche specialist. This is also pretty interesting. You can become the go-to expert. I've seen that many times. There are like these guys that call themselves the TikTok expert of e-commerce or something like that, or the TikTok lead generation for roofers, whatever, anything. Um, this is also an interesting thing you could do. If you become very niche specialist, just also remind yourself you're also limiting yourself in the amount of clients you can take on. In the beginning, like I said, try to take on I would say as much as niches as possible, because you don't know what you want yet, although you think you know what you want, try them out. Maybe you like leads, maybe you like e-commerce, maybe you like service based, maybe you like brick and mortar businesses. You don't know if you don't try. So try them out. But yeah, you can become a niche specialist basically. Clients come to you because you have a more proven track record in that area. Now, you can't become a niche specialist right away, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. Be a freelancer, say yes to everything in the beginning, and then once you have a track record and a portfolio, you can become more picky on who you want to in your portfolio, and also who you want to take on basically. Now, as a niche specialist, you can charge more premium prices because, well, you're specialized in this one thing. For example, our agency, we're specialized in Shopify stores, e-commerce. So any Shopify store that comes to us knows like, okay, we're the deal when it comes to Shopify stores. So they don't mind paying us an extra rate just because we're the Shopify guys. You know what I mean? So specialization often leads to high earnings. That's why we have chosen it as well. Also, it helps with not dividing yourself too much. Let me put the camera a bit lower. By not dividing yourself too much all over the places, because if you're trying to catch two rabbits, you end up with none. While you focus on one specific niche, you can become the best of it and also create better results for your clients. Okay, so that's kind of interesting as well. Now, there's another thing you could do, which is the consulting and teaching phase you could go into. And in this phase, this is also once you have been doing this for, let's say, a year or two and you have some track record, you can start consulting, you can start teaching people like I am doing right now. And then you can also create some more passive income streams for yourself as your audience grows. You can share what you know. After running successful campaigns, you might decide to step back and teach others how you did it and how they could do it as well. Right now, I'm not touching almost any ads except my own ads. I don't want to give that away, to be honest. But I do teach people, coach people on how to run their ads. Obviously, I teach and coach my team. They've seen these videos as well. So yeah, they get coached by me basically. And why this path? Well, it's perfect for those who love mentoring and teaching. And at a certain point, to be honest, I didn't like this from the start. wasn't my intentions to do this, but at a certain point it grows into you. It's not like you want to do it. It's like you have to just step up, because at a certain point we have over 25 people, and then they ask me a question, and instead of me answering that same question to, let's say, 6 7 platform managers or media buyers that we have, I'll just make a video, and then automatically I become a mentor or a teacher by doing that. So it's kind of grown into me over the past 2 years, because I've made so many videos, tutorials on how to approach certain matters that, yeah, you just become a mentor, I guess. You don't choose to be. Now, it also allows you to build this legacy and influence the next generation of media buyers. This is what I kind of hope for, because I have these calls with media buyers that apply for positions in our company, and they completely suck. They call themselves media buyers. When I grill them on the basic questions, they don't even know what the heck they're talking about. So, very interesting path you could take, to be honest, because I put a quote in there. At first, you get paid for the work you do. Over time, you get paid for what you know. And eventually, you get paid for who you are. And I can give you guys so many examples of this. We have 5 or 6 clients actually that are paying us, the agency, a premium just to have me involved in the chat group. Imagine that, guys. So they pay our standard pricing, the pricing that we give them, but they said, I want Togar to be at least involved, have a look at the chat once a week, just to be reassured that we're on the right path. So they didn't mind to pay an extra premium, more than 20%, to be honest, just to have me in the chat. And honestly, they know I don't do much. Like, I read it once a week, to be honest. And in some of these chats, I haven't even talked about it. I'm aware of things, but I'm not active at all. But they pay me for who I am and not for the things that I do. That's important. And that's what you could eventually be getting yourself into at a certain point. And that's a very good feeling to have, because I was surprised when the first person said, I want Togar, and my colleague told him, sorry, Togar is too busy for these type of stuff. And he said, I'll pay whatever extra I need to pay just to have him have a look at least once a month. And that's when you realize people start paying for who you are now, which is very interesting, guys. I'm still in the process of realizing that more cases like this has happened, not just with clients, but yeah, interesting stuff. Now let's go back to the opportunities that we have here. So you can start as a freelancer, you can grow yourself into a boutique agency with a small team, then you can become an in-house expert, or you can become a niche specialist like we did. Eventually, I went through all of this except the in-house expert, of course. And then right now I'm in this consultant slash teacher mode, um, where I am now. Guys, you don't have to take this path. You don't have to take my path. Do whatever makes you feel good. Honestly, there are days, and there are a lot of those days, that I'm actually jealous of our media buyers that are kind of freelancing for us with our clients. And I'm like, oh man, I just wish I had 6 clients that I had to make ads for and do nothing else, not to worry about sales, not to worry about acquisition, not to worry about payroll, staffing, hiring, contracts, all this BS that comes when you start an agency. I just wish I made ads. And yeah, I'm kind of jealous sometimes, but I also enjoy what I'm doing right now, to be honest. Um, so yeah, these are the points again. Every path is valid, to be honest. There is no good or wrong. It's about what you want for your life and your career. Media buying just gives you the tools, and you just decide how to use them. So let's have some final thoughts here and wrap this up. I have to emphasize again, it's your journey that you're trying to build. So it's not a job, it's a skill set that unlocks endless opportunities for you. You can go wherever you want with this, and probably there are opportunities that haven't even presented itself yet because the time hasn't come yet with AI and stuff, but there's so many ways you can go to. So whether you want freedom, stability, or make a big impact, everything is possible for you. And the most excited part is you can also pivot and grow and evolve whenever you're ready. You can start with something, go to a next stage, go to the next stage, and go to the next stage, and evolve like a human, and feel also this accomplishment. Like, you have to also feel you're doing something, you're growing something, you're growing yourself. I mean, isn't that the point of life? Like, why would you stay steady doing a job and not growing with that job? Now, with this, it's kind of hard not to grow, to be honest, because every day there's new things happening in this marketing space, new things added, and so on and so on. But we'll talk about that in a later one. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.